Hey y'all. All right, so this is going to be the first video in our Bandlab series for music tech for this year. So in this video, we're going to try and cover a couple of things. First, I'm going to cover creating a new Bandlab project. Second, using the piano roll to put in the 4-chord sequence in C. And so that was 1, 5, 6, 4, or specifically in C, as you probably know by now, it's C major, G major, F major, or sorry, not F major, A minor, and then F major. All right, the other things that we're going to get as we do that is you're going to see how to snap to grid, because that's going to be important for some things, how to change the grid size, and a handful of other things. And I'll come back and write them here as we come up with them. So for starters, now that I'm all logged into my account, I'm going to go to Create. So I clicked Instruments. Now the reason I clicked Instruments is for right now, that's what we're doing. We're going to create instruments. So right now it's a piano. I'm happy with it. So I am going to, I'm going to close out of that. And now notice that as of right now, I don't necessarily have anything to write with. So what I did is I left clicked here. I left double clicked here in this spot. If I want to delete it, I can do this again. And that's creating a pattern here. Okay. Similarly, if I do create region, it'll create a region based on how much is selected up here. So right now it's going from measures 1 to 5. Okay, or actually 1 through the end of 4, so yeah, to the beginning of 5. And you'll notice it's corresponding down here, which is perfect because what I want you to do is you're going to fill out complete chords for 4 measures, so up until the beginning of 5. Now, the next thing you should know, because yours might not look at this immediately, is if you go into settings, and real quick, what I'm showing you now is snapping to grid and changing the grid size. Sorry, not settings. If you go to view, you can click snap to grid, and that's really nice because that means that your notes will move along with these line cutouts. And then you can choose your grid size. So right now it's going by quarter beats. So each measure, right? There's 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how each one is broken up into 4 quarters. So that's what this means. When it's 1 quarter, it means broken up into quarters. If I set it to half, notice that each measure is broken up into halves. So now if I put something in, it'll fill in a whole half. And then finally, if I put it into bar, that's the full measure. So boom, now it's the full measure. So that's going to save us some time. So I set it to bar, so it takes the full bar or measure. And again, we're going to touch more on rhythm terms when we talk about rhythms in a week and a half. But for now, I wanted to make sure you set these on measures because we're going to do a chord for each measure for right now. All right, so going back to this section, remember we have our 4 chords. So C major, G major, A minor, F major. So, oh, what is happening? Look at that. Do you see how that's happening really big? It's not just sticking to the measure. Why is it doing that? That's weird. So I'm going to click on this again, see if that fixes it. No, it still doesn't. That's really weird. All right. Now, if I grab the edge of the note, just in case anything weird happens for you, it'll still snap to the right sizes. So I'm going to do that. So now it's snapped to just taking 1 bar. So C, E, G is my C, is my 1 chord. My 4 chord, G, B, D. And then my 6 chord. Did I say 4? I meant 5 if I said 4. I just went back in my head and it sounded like maybe I said 4. 6. Oops. And then 4 now. F. See, it's doing this weird thing. If you hold down after pressing a note down, sometimes it makes you try to change its size. All right, cool. Now you notice it's a little bit slow. That's because we're at 120 beats per minute. Here's where I can change the tempo. So if I could bring it up to 140, it's more like in your trap range. 120 is really common for like any synthesized music. So a lot of techno it's really common for. All right. Now, one thing you might be noticing is that it's going over the edge. It's like not ending where we're highlighted. So if we want to make sure that it's going to keep going, it's going to play over and over again, we can do this thing here. We're in this playlist up top. I'm clicking, and I'm dragging this reddish portion to the right. And now it's going to loop that whole section. All right, now you're going to save your project as the Roman numerals that you did and the key you did it in. You are not going to use the one I'm making because the one you need to show me you can do this. So this one is 1, 5, 6, 4 in C. Okay. And you can put your name in here, and then you can save it. Now, you're also going to download it, and you can send it to me. Or, actually, the better thing is probably take a screenshot so that you have like this whole section like thing here. And then you'll submit your screenshot to me, like so. Except my issue here is I didn't have the name in it, so I want to make sure I also have the project name. There you go. See, there you go. All right, so that sums up how to put your 4 chords in a Bandlab.